Hello again, YouTube. This is Axis 0096 with another wonderful review, this time for a UC Canon Gundam. This one is, of course, First Gundam, also known as Gundam 0079. This originally aired in the year 1979. Well, as many fans know, the original Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, was cut from its production of roughly 50 episodes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, to the standard 43. As any purchasers in the US may have noticed, it is 42 episodes, not 43. There is a reason for this. Episode 15... No, I think it's episode 13, actually. 13 or 15 was considered poor quality for Yoshiyuki Tomino's taste, the creator of Gundam and overall executive producer at the time. So he decided to omit that one from the dub list, and even so, from the American releases. That being said, the original Gundam definitely looks better in this newest re-release with Right Stuff in charge of doing it, courtesy of Nozomi. Bandai, they did a good job, but the Blu-ray definitely helps this aging wonder. In other words, the first real robot genre anime appear modern once again. I own the DVD, unfortunately, as you saw, but I am going to later get the Blu-ray copy. Anyways, everyone who's watching this video should know that this is the first Gundam, so this is the epic start of a massive rivalry that will conclude in another review that I do much later for Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack. The man I just mentioned is the antagonist in this show, the all-powerful, the almighty, 3 times normal speed Red Comet Char Osnimal, a.k.a. Casval Rem Daikun, son of the former leader of Side 3, Zeon Zoom Daikun, which is where the Republic of Zeon gets their name. Now, it should be known that there's a third person to add to this between him and the Gundam pilot, obviously. That would be Sayla Mass, also known as Artesia Sohm Daikun. Her link to Char is that she is his younger sister. But it should be also known that in the original script for the Mobile Suit Gundam, she and Amuro Ray were supposed to have quite an intimate relationship. Whether or not we will see that in the redoing of it through Origin remains to be seen, but I hope they do, because it implies they have an offspring together, a child. I would love to know if that kid lived. Anyways, side notes aside, the second part of this fierce rivalry is, of course, Amuro Ray, son of Tim Ray at Side 7's colony. Tim Ray, of course, was the Gundam designer. He also was in charge of Project V, which means he produced not only the Gundam, but later he helped to refine, as seen through Origin, the gun cannon and the gun tank. The Gundam, though, was his greatest achievement, which continues to live on, even though it's mentioned in other universes as being created by somebody else. This is kind of the crux of how it's mentioned. Amuro is a very young kid, kind of naive, but by the end of the story of this series, 42 or 43, somewhere down there, he is one of the most powerful foes Char will ever face. Anyways, on to the review as a whole. Considering this show is almost 38 years old, it is still a very followable and totally believable show. I will give the story a solid A+, for the fact that it has weathered nearly 40 years unchanged in this format, except for an updated version. The cast, as we all know, includes everyone from Bright Noah, very famous Londo Bell, later commander in Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn and Char's Counterattack, mentioned again. He is the head of the crew after the captain dies. We meet other characters that play pivotal roles as well, but it's kind of a stretch in it here. The soundtrack is superb for its age. It only has one Gundam opening for the entire series, but that wasn't really uncommon in most anime until around the time Zeta Gundam releases in 1985. It's the first of the Gundams to have two openings. Anyways, after that, the music is an A+. I would call the story and plot an A. The character development starts out as a B, but then it gradually ramps up to A+. My overall score for this series, on about 2 years before its 40th anniversary, is a solid A. Any Gundam fan, before they can say they do not like the Universal Century Gundams, they need to at least watch it once. Anyways, this is Axis 0096 saying, "This is no Zaku, boy."